Welcome back. I'm Pete, and you're watching the Custom Car Channel. But we're going to work on a Bobcat today, and it's going to be awesome. Since this one's a Silverado, maybe you guys could just call me the Silverado Man. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Sunday, and I just thought I'd do a quick video. I haven't done very many regular videos lately. I just did a short on this new ratchet I bought. Yeah, I'll show you. So, last quarter, I ordered so many parts from O'Reilly's. They sent me one of these. And then I went there the other day and I bought one of these. So, it's a pretty nice little ratchet. It's low profile. Anyways, I haven't got to use it yet, but anyways, during that video I was like, if you guys want to see the rest of my ratchets, and you know, I said if a couple people commented, well, one person commented and another person said nice, so but here we are. I just thought this would be kind of cool. I'll just show you all my ratchets, and I believe these are all of them. I have broke some of them and thrown them away, and so yeah, I haven't got to use this one. So I guess we'll start. I just showed you that power torque, but I bought some other power torques from O'Reilly's, and they did say that if these broke, they would warranty them. So here's a long 3/8. I use this ratchet a little bit. It's pretty long. Here's the 1/2 inch. I use this one all the time. It's pretty long too. But I have loosened the head on it a little bit, but it still works. And it's a fine tooth. These are 120s. I don't know what that new little one is. It doesn't say it. I'm not going to count it. So I got those. This is my Cobalt. And I hate this ratchet. I've had to warranty it a couple times. It's almost on its 3rd time, and it's getting bad again. And it's a low profile fine tooth too. So yeah, I don't like it. I thought it was going to be great. The amount of torque I could put on this actually flexes. Here's one of my original ratchets, and she's a little wore out. It's a Craftsman, and it's a VVT, and it's not very fine tooth, but this was a workhorse for a while. I still use it, but not as often, because now I have these Stanleys, and I like these better. So I have 3 working ones and 1 that's not. So I keep one of these in each one of my toolboxes. This one broke, and I got it warranted. That's why there's a spare. So someday I'll make a tool out of this, and I'll show you right now, because I've already made some tools out of some broken ratchets. So I think this was all the same ratchet at one time, and here so this punch I made, this baby is probably 30 years old, maybe 35. And then I kept this piece out of it too, which works. I actually prefer this over a little thumb ratchet like this. I mean, they each have their place, but so I'll use both of these. So I got a set of thumb ratchets, a couple 1/4 inch ones. I like this little one. And it's just a Taiwan. And these here are just some cheap. I think they were from Harbor Freight, or these ones were from Menards actually. So I haven't used this one in a while, but it seems, oh, there it goes. It's really got a lot of back drag. Okay, so it still works. So I do have a snap-on here, and this baby's pretty old too. I think this was handed down. I haven't bought all these. I'll tell you that. Some of them been handed down, some of them I buy used, some I traded stuff on the tool trucks. But this is an old one. It probably needs a kit, or at least take it apart and moved up. So this is in the service truck all the time. It's pretty old. So next would be the Snappa. This is one of my favorite. It's definitely not a fine tooth, but it definitely says Napa. And it's really unique, so I like that one. It's not a Carlisle, it's a Napa. Then we got one of my old SKs. I still use this. Not as often as you would think, though. But I do have the little SK right here for the 1/4 inch. So this is in one of my toolboxes, but this is a vintage one too. This is really nice. So moving on, I've had this ratchet forever. This is it's a Mac stubby flex head. So back in the racing days, this worked good for taking out the spark plugs and putting them back in. This is one that got handed down to me from my dad, and it's Performance Tools. And it's nice. I use it all the time, but, you know, it's kind of awkward. It's got 2 sizes, a 1/4 there and 3/8 there. This is another Performance Tools, and I use this one. I try to use this one a lot because I just try to use it a lot. I don't necessarily like it, but sometimes it comes in handy because of the curved handle. More 3/8 ratchets up here, so I got a couple Craftsmans. I think these are the same ones. Yep, these are the same ones. So one of these is in the service truck, and then I have one here in the shop. The one I keep in in the shop, sometimes it's a little sticky. I just think it's too new. So here's a Craftsman. At the time, I had an older one, and then, you know, they still had the USA Craftsmans. And this is a USA, but I got it warranted, and it still works good. I use this ratchet. So here's one of my first ratchets, probably. And it's still, maybe it's been kitted, I don't know, but it's a USA Craftsman. I use this one all the time. I try not to use it because you can't get these replaced. I don't know if you can get a kit for it or not, but I like to keep all my USA stuff. This one I used to use a lot because I did a lot of electrical, mostly DC, low voltage or high voltage DC. So I put a piece of heat shrink on it, and it's been like that forever. I've had to take this one apart a few times to keep it oiled and keep it working. So even though, I mean, this one's on light duty, but I still use it. Then I have the same one, but in 1/4 inch. And I like this one. Then I have an older, this one's probably a really older one. It just says V, but there's no release on it. I still use it, but I tend not to because I like the little push button. So I do have a newer one with the push button, and it's a USA. So I use this ratchet all the time. I did have to take it apart and fix the little ball spring in this one. So it's a little hard on the back drag, but I still use it. Here's a newer Craftsman one. This is a China made. This is in the service truck. And I showed you the SK. This here is a Walmart. And it was really cheap, but, you know, sometimes the cheap tools work. I mean, they're good. So this is a Hyper Tough. So then I'm like, well, this would be a good little ratchet to cut the handle off and make a short one. So I did. Bought another one. I use this all the time. And then I have an absolutely cheap one. It's just a Taiwan. But yeah, I use all these. So moving on, let's go to the 1/2 inch. I don't have a lot of 1/2 inch drives, so this one's for the service truck. It's China made. So here's one I bought for the shop. It's a China made. And I like this one. I use it a lot. It's kind of the black chrome. Here's one of my original ones. I've had this ratchet forever. I even hit it with a hammer, it looks like. It's a VF Craftsman USA. I try not to use. I do use this a lot. I try not to because, like I said, I don't want to wear it out or break it. Be hard to get this fixed or replaced. SK. I use this one a lot. It's even been in the service truck because it got a little rust on it. Then I got a Proto. I think these are both, I thought these were both Protos, but let me see what this says. just put this one back. So I got this Proto, and this was my dad's. So I don't use it very much, and I don't think he did either, but I think it's a vintage Proto. It's got a little push button that really doesn't... Oh, you got to push it really hard to make it come out. But I don't use this ratchet very much, but it is in the shop in case I need to. This is another one of my dad's. It's a Challenger. Yeah, so you push this in and it makes the ball loose. No. I don't use this one very much either, but it does work. So I don't know what a Challenger ratchet is. So then we got my 2 electric ratchets, and these are the workhorse. I use these on everything. So they're just cheap AC Delco ones, and I think the ones you get now are brushless. These are the brushless ones, so I don't think you can get these ones anymore. I'm not sure. But yeah, I've had these for like 2 years now, and they work really good. There's no they got a little light on them, but there's no indication whether your battery's going or dead or not, and it doesn't shut off. It'll just go until it can't turn no more. Same thing with the 3/8. I use this one. That sounds a little more powerful. And then, I got the breaker bars, which are not ratchets, but... So I had 2 of these that were USA made, and I'm kind of upset about this, but... A friend of mine said, well, I get them warranted for you, so he took them down to the hardware store. They gave me back these Chinese ones. Well, there's not even any detents in there. She's a clean shot. So they're really floppy. I think they're completely junk. So yeah, these, I mean, I use them to break stuff loose if I need to and put a bar on them. I do not like them. This breaker bar I've had forever, and it's even gotten ground on for some reason. But this one's got a detent. This is a Craftsman. It's a VVU. This is a workhorse. I use this all the time. Sometimes it's just handy to put your socket on there. I got a vintage snap-on one here. So this is really vintage. And then if you notice right here, this is another, it's not 45, but I don't know, maybe it is 40. But anyways, it's not at the right angle. It's twisted another little bit. And then it has a hex in there. So I only use this if I need to get, I'll use these 2 together. Like, maybe I got to turn it this much, and then I'll grab this one and turn it that much more again. So I use these 2 together kind of sometimes, but this one mainly a lot because it's just handy. Sometimes it's better than a ratchet. Then I got the little one. And this is a USA VVS Craftsman, and the same thing with this one. Just use this all the time. And then this was my dad's. It's a little breaker bar. I think that's a Craftsman. Yep. I can't really read what V number it is, but that thing comes in handy. It's just a little 1/4 inch T-handle, so that's what you call that. So them aren't ratchets, but that leads me to this. These are my dad's, and they're snap-on. But you can put these on your breaker bar. And I seldom use these, but I got them. And then the ratchet's there, so that can make your breaker bar into a ratchet. And I got one of those. He left me one of those for 1/2 inch and 3/8. So I don't know where the 1/4 inch one went to. He probably had one. He had tools for everything. So yeah, I think that right there is gonna cover it. I'm gonna try to make this into a video for tonight, and then I got a couple other obligations to do tonight. I just did a couple service calls today already, and today's Sunday, so I gotta get the Ranger done, finished up what I was working on, and get that out, because Monday's lawnmower day, I guess. So yeah, I haven't had all my ratchets out in a single place, I don't think ever. So they all got cleaned up and wiped down a little bit better than usual. So yeah, I just wanted to share, and I got every tool I need to, that's why my customers bring their cars to me, because they know when they bring it here, it's gonna get fixed. So yeah, I got every tool I need to fix your car, and I got a lot of ratchets, and I use every one of them but 2. So And I have used those too, but not very often. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. This is going to be tonight's video, just a really quick one, and you can catch me next time.